L'Allegro and Il Penseroso are among Milton's finest early poems. Companion poems were popular in the late 16th and early 17th century. I've already read L'Allegro, and you can check that out in my video collection. In this video I will read the companion Il Penseroso. L'Allegro, which means the happy man in Italian, has from its first appearance been paired with the contrasting pastoral poem Il Penseroso, the melancholy man, which depicts a similar day spent in contemplation and thought. Too often L'Allegro and Il Penseroso are set against each other, as if you must choose. Choose the active life, or choose the life of theory and contemplation, one or the other. While L'Allegro enumerates earthly and bodily pleasures and is set in the summer countryside, Il Penseroso is the inverse. It praises the joys found by oneself in philosophy and in theological contemplation. Accordingly, it is set in a nighttime wood. One concept central to Milton's poetic pairing is the question of action versus theory. Namely, is it better to live or to think? To gain experience for oneself or to study the experience recorded by others? Milton delights in each. Hinging on the action theory discussion is a second concept, the distinction of others from oneself. Throughout L'Allegro, the speaker is always accompanied by one or more characters, whether his lover or mythological creatures such as nymphs and Euphrosyne personified mirth. In Il Penseroso, the speaker is markedly alone. Though he references mythological figures, there is a noticeable distance between them and the poet. Il Penseroso simply cannot be read without L'Allegro. Just as in life, we cannot just choose pure action or pure contemplation. The truth is that both moods are important to achieve a state of balanced harmony, a balanced whole, a mind that can understand both moods. Otherwise, you are incomplete and at the mercy of the worse of one or the other. Do we join the revolution, the ruling government, or just lay back and think and speculate about events as they unfold? Milton, in life, chose action when he became Cromwell's Latin secretary and almost lost his head after the Restoration. Likewise, we all have a choice to act, join the whirlwind and counter forces that move the modern world. Or we can be cautious and await events. Events may then pass us by or sweep us aside like a tornado. Perhaps you will be lucky, like Cincinnatus, the Roman senator. Save Rome and then retire to your farm in the pastoral life. Few of us will be so lucky. And now the poem. Hence vain deluding joys, the brood of folly without father bred. How little you bested, or fill the fixed mind with all your toys. Dwell in some idle brain, and fancies fond with gaudy shapes possess, as thick as numberless, as the gay motes that people the sunbeams, or like his hovering dreams the fickle pensioners of Morpheus' train. But hail, thou goddess, sage and holy, hail, divinest melancholy, whose saintly visage is too bright to hit the sense of human sight, and therefore to our weaker view, o'erlaid with black stayed wisdom's hue, black, but such as in esteem Prince Memnon's sister might beseem, or that starred Ethiope queen, that strove to set her beauty's praise above the sea-nymphs and their powers offended. Yet thou art higher far descended, thee, bright-haired Vesta long of yore, to solitary Saturn bore. His daughter she, in Saturn's reign such mixture was not held a stain. Oft in glimmering bowers and glades he met her, and in secret shades of woody Ida's inmost grove, while yet there was no fear of Jove. Come, pensive nun, devout and pure, sober, steadfast, and demure. all in a robe of darkest grain, flowing with majestic train, and sable stole of cypress lawn, over thy descent shoulders drawn. Come, but keep thy wonted state, with even step and musing gait, and looks commercing with the skies, thy rapt soul sitting in thine eyes. There held, in holy passion still, forget thyself to marble, till with a sad leaden downward cast thou fix them on the earth as fast, and join with thee calm peace and quiet, spare fast that oft with gods doth diet, and hears the muses in a ring, aye round about Jove's altar sing, and add to these retired leisure, that in trim gardens takes his pleasure. But first, the chiefest, with thee bring him that yon soars on golden wing, guiding the fiery wheeled throne, the cherub contemplation, and the mute silence hissed along, lest Philomel will deign a song, in her sweetest, saddest plight, soothing the rugged brow of night, while Cynthia checks her dragon yoke, gently o'er the custom oak. Sweet bird that shun'st the noise of folly, most musical, most melancholy, the chantress off the woods among, I woo to hear thy even song. And missing thee, I walk unseen on the dry smooth shaven green, to behold the wandering moon, riding near her highest noon, like one that had been led astray through the heavens' wide pathless way. And oft as if her head she bowed, stooping through a fleecy cloud, oft on a plat of rising ground, I hear the far-off curfew sound over some wide-watered shore, swinging slow with sudden roar. Or if the air will not permit, some still removed place will fit, where glowing embers through the room teach light to counterfeit a gloom. Far from all resort of mirth, save the cricket on the hearth, or the bellman's drowsy charm to bless the doors from nightly harm. Or let my lamp at midnight hour be seen in some high lonely tower, where I may oft outwatch the bear, with thrice great Hermes, or on sphere the spirit of Plato to unfold. What worlds, or what vast regions hold the mortal mind that hath forsook her mansion in this fleshly nook? And of those demons that are found in fire, air, flood, or underground, whose power hath a true consent, with planet or with element, some time let gorgeous tragedy in sceptred pall come sweeping by, presenting Thebes or Pelops' line, or the tale of Troy divine, or what, though rare of later age, ennobled hath the buskin stage. But, O sad virgin, that thy power might raise Musaeus from his bower, or bid the soul of Orpheus sing such notes as warbled to the string, drew iron tears down Pluto's cheek, and made hell grant what love did seek. Or call him that left half told the story of Cambuscan bold, of Canball and the Algarsife, and who had Canace to wife that owned the virtuous ring and glass, and of the wondrous horse of brass, of which the Tartar king did ride, and if aught else great bawds beside in sage and solemn tunes have sung, of tourneys and of trophies hung, of forests and enchantments drear, where more is meant than meets the ear. Thus night oft see me in thy pale career, till civil suited morn appear, not tricked and frounced as she was wont with the Attic boy to hunt, but kerchiefed in a comely cloud, while rocking winds and piping loud, or ushered with the shower still, when the gust has blown his fill, ending on the rustling leaves, with minute drops from off the eaves. And when the sun begins to fling his flaring beams, me, goddess, bring to arched walks of twilight groves, and shadows brown that sylvan loves, of pine or monumental oak, where the rude axe with heaved stroke was ever heard the nymphs to daunt, or fright them from their hallowed haunt. There in close covert by some brook, where no profaner eye may look, hide me from day's garish eye, while be with honeyed thigh, that at her flowery work doth sing, and the waters murmuring, with such consort as they keep, entice the dewy feathered sleep, and let some strange mysterious dream wave at his wings in airy stream, of lively portraiture displayed, softly on my eyelids laid, and as I wake, sweet music breath, above, about, or underneath, sent by some spirit to mortals good, or the unseen genius of the wood. But let my dew feet never fail to walk the studious cloisters pale, and love the high embowed roof, with antique pillars massy proof, and storied windows richly dight, casting a dim religious light. There let the pealing organ blow to the full-voiced choir below, in service high, and anthems clear, as may with sweetness through mine ear dissolve me into ecstasies, and bring all heaven before mine eyes, and may at last my weary age find out the peaceful hermitage, the hairy gown and mossy cell, where I may sit and rightly spell of every star that heaven doth show, and every herb that sips the dew, till old experience do attain to something like prophetic strain. These pleasures melancholy give, and I with thee will choose to live.